Hello and welcome to today's video. So once again, I'm joined by my friend Andy, and we're going to be looking through some of his classic 1960s bubblegum cards. So the theme today is 60s spy sets, and I've no idea what we're going to be seeing, so I cannot wait to dive in. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay then, Andy, so thank you very much once again for joining us this week. I'm really looking forward to having a look through some more of your brilliant trading cards. And I see, straight off the bat, we've got The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E, yes. Yeah, pleasure to be back. So it's 60 Spies and Sleuths, really, we're going to have a look at this time. All 60 sets, and we'll start off with The Man from U.N.C.L.E, as you say. This is the British Man from U.N.C.L.E set, published by A&BC company from Romford in Essex. 1965, set of 55 cards. Man from U.N.C.L.E, obviously an American show, created by U.N.C.L.E, lasted for 4 seasons from 1964 to 1968, 105 episodes. It was on NBC in the States.
Right.
So this came out quite early on in the show's history. Very, very popular set at the time. This is not a rare set.
No. I mean, even I can remember finding some of these in the 80s and 90s, like boot sales.
Yeah.
You didn't find many old cards, but these are some I remember actually finding in the wild.
This is one of the easiest sets to get, really, of the 60s.
I've never seen the wrapper, though.
No, the wrapper's a bit odd. But, I mean, you can get this set for under £30.
Really? Oh, that much?
Yeah, it ain't rare.
That is but how much would that sort of set you back, the wrapper?
I don't know, it goes for this thing, probably between 50 and 100, something
50 and 100, yeah.
100 tops, really. They do show up, it's just a matter of condition.
Yours is a really nice condition one, though, isn't it?
Condition.
Yeah.
But the cards don't pay over the odds for those. It's not a rare set.
Okay.
Must have sold millions at the time. It was very, very popular.
That's good advice. Now, I see a lot of them have got signatures on.
Yes, yeah, all the ones with recognisable stars. Robert Vaughan, David McCallum, Leo G. Carroll.
Yeah.
They've got faux signatures. It's something A&BC did a couple of years, a year or two earlier, with the Beatles sets. The first two Beatles sets.
Yeah.
Faux autographs. Yeah, they're not the real thing.
Do you remember when we met Robert Vaughan?
Yeah. Lovely guy.
He was indeed. So some of these, wasn't that the cover to the British Annual? But it was close. The red, yeah.
It's a lot of early production stills. You see some of the cards are kind of a sepia tone to them, and some not so. That's how they came out. There's one or two other 60s sets a bit like that. That's quite natural. They haven't discoloured or anything, the sepia look ones. That's how they were issued. They were a mixture. Quite
interesting.
Strange.
Yeah, I did not know.
Yeah.
Did not know that. And then these are just from episodes, yeah?
Yeah, publicity shots.
Yeah.
A lot of publicity shots. Yeah, and a composite picture. That makes a picture of Robert Vaughan and David McCallum sort of standing by a globe. Yeah. This set also came out in America. Topps released it in America, slightly larger size cards.
Right.
And there was also a very nice Australian set, which uses a lot of the same photos, but it's a larger set. Scanlan's in Australia released a set of 72. Very nice set. And some of the cards have an unusual pop-up feature as well. Very unusual for the time.
Wow.
Yeah, you can actually press them out, and ones of Robert Vaughan and David McCallum.
Yeah. I bet those are super scarce.
They are. Any of the Australian sets really are.
Really, yeah.
Not impossible, but very tricky.
It's tough to find, yeah.
So there's your Man from U.N.C.L.E.
So how many was in that? 50?
That's 55.
55, wow. Now, series that
Danger Man.
I love.
Here we go. So, there's Bond connections with a lot of these sets. Obviously, The Man from U.N.C.L.E, when they started developing in the States, Ian Fleming had a hand in it.
Right.
And pretty much named the lead character Solo. And that's about his total involvement. Here we go, Patrick McGoohan, Danger Man, which actually the show predates Man from U.N.C.L.E. This set's released by Sompotex, made for them by Dandy Gum in Denmark. About 1966, these. The show itself actually started in 1960, one of the very earliest, if not the earliest, 60s spy series. Used a lot of gadgets and things like that, way before, 2-3 years before Bond's attaché case in from Russia.
The
The Bond connection with this one is McGoohan was obviously offered the part of James Bond before Connery.
Right. Oh, I did not know.
Yeah,
that.
one of the people who was offered it before turned it down.
Yeah.
For various reasons. He didn't like the morality of the character, the womanizing. He didn't like the gunplay. Didn't want to sign to a 4-picture deal, which is what it was. Which is also the reason Richard Johnson turned the part down. He was offered it before McGowan, I think. And the other reason McGowan didn't want to do it is he didn't like the director. He didn't get on with the director.
Was it Gilbert?
And
not Gilbert. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was now.
No.
Terence Young.
Terence Young, that's right. Yeah.
He'd worked on a film with Terence Young a few years earlier called Zarak, and in the 50s, and didn't like him. Thought he was a terrible snob. Didn't
Right.
really like
Oh,
him.
wow.
There you go. So that didn't happen. But Danger Man, 1960 to 62 originally, and then it took a year's break in 64 to 68. So there were 4 seasons in all.
So
86
the colour ones at the end.
episodes. There were only 2 colour ones.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Only 2. He's basically plays a NATO agent, certainly in the early series.
And it's almost like a precursor, it's sort of a precursor to The Prisoner. Like his Prisoner character is similar, isn't it?
Yeah,
to this.
Never named as his character in this, of course, is John Drake.
Yeah.
But yes, created by Ralph Smart for ITC.
Yeah, brilliant. Certainly a series that I have watched. Not all of them, but I've watched a fair few because there's really nice, high quality copies of it. I think it must have been filmed.
Yes, it was.
And they're fantastic, and they still hold up really well. And it's like trying to spot the guest stars. When I watched the other day, I had Patrick Troughton in, which was fantastic to see. They're brilliant.
Yeah, I
think
loved
it's
Danger
really
Man as a
good.
kid. You really used to like it. And this is a rare set.
Is it? Yeah.
This is very hard.
Now, I seem to vaguely remember seeing the wrapper before somewhere, but the card, odd ones here or there.
Yeah. You'll see on the wrapper there's as so often with Sompotex, there's a mail-away offer.
A free offer,
and that was for a John Drake personalised identity bracelet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Personalised.
Yeah, you sent away your name, and they must have put your name on it somehow. I presume it said John Drake on it as well.
Yeah.
Never actually seen one.
Well, they're that scarce, yeah. You haven't got one saying Andy, secret agent, tucked away. The thing is, I could believe it if you did.
But yeah, they're a very nice set, these.
They are indeed. Yeah, let's flick through a few,
Lots of very nice
pages.
And the backs do tell a story.
Brilliant,
It's a continuing story.
Oh, it's one story throughout the set?
Yes, as far as I remember, yes.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, yes, so there's the free offer, and then series of 72.
Yeah.
And like a lot of these British cards, slightly smaller than the American sort of counterparts.
Yeah, these were made by Dandy Gum in Denmark.
Right.
Some of the gadgets as well.
And they're really nice.
Yeah. Well, there was also a Spanish card set as well, a sticker set really. That's the other main one of the time. There was a Spanish sticker set and an album.
Spanish?
Yeah, so
wow.
162. But other than that, it was just this one. There are other cards that came out with him on as John Drake.
Yeah.
There was an A&BC set called Who's That Star and that other card.
All right. Brilliant. That's a nice set for a great series.
Yeah. And sticking with ITC, here's the next one from 1966, The Saint.
The Saint, indeed.
Sompotex again made for them by Dandy Gum in Denmark. The Saint, created by Leslie Charteris, of course, but the TV show starring Roger Moore was 1962 to 1969, again on ITC. There were 6 seasons of it.
Wow.
118 episodes. A lot of the stories were from the original books. All the black and white stories were. The colour series, there were some original stories.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, he was so prolific, wasn't he? There was a big back catalogue of loads of short stories as well, which must have made it quite easy to put into TV episodes.
There was lots of stuff. And ITC's biggest money-making series that they ever made.
Was it?
The Saint, comfortably.
Was it? Oh, that's incredible.
Worldwide hit. Comfortably the best money spinner.
Oh, brilliant. In my early days of acting, I was in a stage play, and there was a woman who had been in an episode of The Saint. When he goes to the circus, I think she played a clown or something, and she remembers it quite well. So it was a real experience. So I don't know how long ago that would have been, but you know, when I met her, it was like 30 or 40 years ago. So,
but yeah, great series. Really good, fun series. And again, another role that Patrick McGowan turned down.
Really?
He seems to have been offered pretty much every role in the 60s by Mary Poppins.
But
Yeah, he turned down the Saint at some point.
That's a really nice wrapper. I've never seen that before.
Yes,
and it's got the little distinctive Saint silhouette.
Yeah. Again, another very rare set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another mail offer as well. On the wrapper.
Oh, yeah. So what was that for?
This one was 12 wrappers for a Saint signet ring.
Oh, is that what this is here? I thought you just brought a bit of jewellery, Andy, but there we are. This is the fabled Saint ring.
That's it. That's what you got if you sent away 12 wrappers.
Now, it might be a bit difficult to focus on that, so I'll take some little photos of it. But it's got that little picture of Roger Moore with his head slightly to one side, like a dreamy sort of... I mean, was that designed for the girls or the boys? It's difficult to tell, isn't it?
Hard to tell, but that was the item. You could buy that item outside of the mailer offer. I remember years ago, probably about 20 years ago now, somewhere on the net, seeing a counter display box for those rings.
Really?
So you could buy them outside.
And that was
offer.
the one that you got with the gum, though?
It's the same ring. It's the same ring.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Can't be many of those have survived,
No.
I wouldn't have thought.
No, I was lucky to get that.
Lovely. So really distinctive. And then similar to Secret Agent or Danger Man, they've got the smaller cards again.
Yeah.
For the British British market.
And again, there was also a Spanish set as well.
Wow.
With 96 with an album. I think it was a card version and a sticker version.
So this says the Saint competition.
Yeah, the backs are all the same on these.
Right.
Yeah, it's a competition.
Mm.
Yeah, and the names of the winners were going to be in the Saint magazine, it says, which is what the Saint Mystery magazine was called.
I remember, and that was a digest, wasn't it?
That was a digest, yeah. It changed to the Saint magazine, I think, in February '66 and lasted about another year.
Yeah.
So that dates these pretty solidly to '66.
I think Charteris himself wrote the top story in the Saint Mystery magazine, and then there was other authors who then contributed there. But
yeah. But again, very nice.
Yeah, very nice. The pictures are really sharp, aren't they?
Okay.
I'm thinking back to the Bond ones we looked at last time, where there was a few that were slightly grainy, weren't they? These seem really sharp in comparison.
Nice set, these.
Yeah. I thought I was looking at Live and Let Die then.
Yeah, well,
with
I mean,
James Seymour back to back.
Yeah. I tried, obviously, Moore did go on to be Bond.
Yeah.
Tried to get him to be Bond earlier. He was offered it, but he had TV commitments, couldn't do it until he finished The Saint and The Persuaders.
And Persuaders, yeah. Now this looks a splash of colour now.
The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. Yeah, this is the first of these sets I actually remember collecting as a kid.
Mm.
So these are 1967. Girl from U.N.C.L.E. obviously a spin-off from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Starring Stephanie Powers as April Dancer and Noel Harrison as Mark Slate. The characters were actually introduced in an U.N.C.L.E. episode in February '66, played by two different actors, Mary-Ann Mobley and Norman Fell. But they didn't do the series for another few months. It started on NBC in America in September '66. Wasn't a big hit. There's only one season, 29 episodes. This card set was UK only. As you'll see as we're going through them, actually more than half the cards are Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Right, interesting. Yeah.
I think this is the nicest ever U.N.C.L.E. set.
Oh, that's interesting. It's funny you say perhaps it was more of a hit because did they have two British annuals?
There's two British annuals, yeah.
And there's 4 paperbacks, of which I know at least one of them never got published in America.
There's only the first 2 got published in the States.
Right, well, there we go, yeah.
There's actually 5.
Is there, really?
Yeah.
And one's the Cornish Pixie Affair.
Yeah, that wasn't in the States.
I mean, that, yeah.
Only the first 2 were.
Must dig those out.
There's more American merchandise. British merchandise, really.
Funny, isn't it? Yeah.
Marks did an April Dancer action figure.
Right, oh, wow.
Not a very high run of figures,
no.
Only a few 5,000 or something like that. Most of those were sold in the UK.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was the bigger market for it, oddly.
Yeah.
And these only came out here. Small set. I can remember getting these as a kid and thought, I must still need loads for the set because you're used to these sets being like 55 cards or something.
Yeah.
No, actually only needed about 3. Didn't find out for about another 20 years. Nearly got all of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very nice set.
Brilliant. Really nice colourful wrapper.
Yeah. And great cards.
And then colour cards, but like you say, a lot of these, or certainly a proportion from the normal Man from U.N.C.L.E.
A lot of them, I think just over half. And the backs are really nice of these because they've got U.N.C.L.E. gadgets, U.N.C.L.E. spy gadgets.
They're all individual.
Which she did use a lot in the series, April Dancer. She wasn't like an Emma Peel type character, karate chopping people. Mark Slate did the heavy stuff. but she did use a lot of things like
Interesting. That's really nice that the backs are
those sort of
individual like
gadgets.
that.
Yeah, and a really great set. Lovely, really nicely done.
Lovely. I recognise some of the pictures, but like I say, not a massively big set, is it?
No, 25.
No. Fantastic.
Okay, so now we're moving into 1968. The Champions, British series made for ITC, created by Monty Berman and Dennis Spooner. There's only one season, 30 episodes.
Yeah.
Starring Stuart Damon, Alexandra Bastido, William Gaunt, and Anthony Nichols. The first three being the champions themselves. They have special powers given to them by a mysterious lost race in Tibet, where they crash during a mission during the first episode. And the cards actually tell the story of the first episode.
Right. Oh, brilliant. Like the pilot. Yeah. Brilliant.
It's a set of 45.
Yeah.
Collected these as a kid, didn't complete the set, but got them eventually. As you see from the wrapper, free top secret decoder in every pack.
Yes,
and there's your decoder.
Indeed.
Every card on the back has a little grid with you can decode the answer to a question using this decoder. A&BC did this with a couple of sets in the 60s. This is the Champions one.
Yeah.
And there's also one for a Batman set, one of the Batman sets they did. If you're buying a set of these and it's got a decoder and you want to know whether it's the right decoder, because they're not interchangeable between the two sets, dead easy way to tell. A top tip for you this.
Yeah.
On there, it's got the copyright A&BC, the wording, little copyright. If that is down the side of this grid, that's a Champions decoder.
Right.
So if it's above the grid, Batman decoder. Dead easy way to tell at a glance.
What was it we saw on one of the Bond sets last time that had like a...
Yeah, the American Thunderball set.
Right, that was a similar idea, wasn't it?
Very similar idea,
Yeah.
Different shape, but... Yeah.
So how does it work then? So you put that over the back of the card.
You line up the crosses with the... You'll see on the backs in a minute.
Yeah.
There's a grid with crosses. You line them up, and this blanks out the unnecessary letters, and it gives you the answer to the question.
See, cunning stuff. Yeah.
Spy stuff, mate.
Spy stuff.
Oh.
So there we are. And then this is in pictures then replaying the original episode, the origin, as it were.
Yeah. Good episode.
Fantastic.
There you see the little...
Look at that, made to measure.
There they are.
Wow, these are great, aren't they? Really, I can't really remember even having any through my hands, even when we had the shop. Maybe a couple, but
nice set.
a long time ago.
There wasn't a lot of Champions merchandise.
No.
There were these. There was a British paperback.
Yeah, which I have got. I've got that one. Yeah, Hodder one.
French paperback, which is a different story.
Right.
3 activity books. There's a painting book, puzzle book, Dr. Doc.
Yeah.
Not much else. That's about it. But good show. Still stands up well.
So if you're collecting Champions memorabilia.
Yeah, unless you want promotional material.
Yeah, of course.
Not a lot else to get on. And that's that. 45. The story
Brilliant.
told.
What does that sort of set go for, Andy?
Probably, it's not as rare as, say, the Saint or Danger Man sets.
No.
It goes for more than the Uncle sets, kind of in between.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe 100 or so.
About 100 for that, yeah.
Maybe a bit less.
Yeah. Depending on the day.
Yeah, indeed.
Wow.
Okay, so
this
one,
is
Sexton Blake. Yeah, since
now,
we're doing Spies and Sleuths.
I don't know a lot about Sexton Blake. I don't think I've ever seen the TV show.
Like Simon Templar the Saint, this guy's more in the sleuth vein.
Yeah.
Sexton Blake goes way back to 1893.
Right.
He was created by a guy called Harry Blythe, who wrote it under the name Hal Meredith. First story, I think, appeared in November 1893 in a publication called The Halfpenny Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah, but he appeared in lots of different publications over the years.
Yeah.
His heyday was probably the first half of the 20th century.
Yeah. Wasn't there a little thing called the Sexton Blake Library?
Yeah.
Which I have had a few of those. That's Digest again.
Yeah, very long running.
Yeah.
Appeared a lot in that. Union Jack magazine was a publication he appeared in a lot. Lots of different authors, weren't all by Harry Blythe. Very, very popular in his time. And the stories are of their time, shall we say.
Yeah.
Kind of fallen out of favour a bit now.
Right. Are they a little bit politically incorrect?
Yeah. But yeah, this set ties in with both the TV series. There was a TV series of 50 episodes made by Rediffusion originally, and then Thames.
Yeah.
Shown from September 67 to January 71. Sadly, only the first episode still exists.
Oh, is that why I've not seen any?
Yeah, you will find it knocking around on YouTube.
Oh, right.
Pretty good, actually. I watched it last year and I thought, I'd like to see more of that. But it was quite well thought of at the time. But
so just lost in the, like so many of the Doctor Who's and that,
gone.
What a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame.
So this is a Sompotex set of 72.
Right.
I think probably made for them by Monty Gum in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
It ties in with the TV series, and there was also a comic strip in Valiant Comic.
Ah, yes.
So you'll see Valiant on the front of the cards here.
Yeah.
That ran from January 68 to May 1970. The first issue that he was in has got a very nice artwork cover as well.
All right, I'll try and find that and pop it into the video.
The art on the comic was by Mike Weston, who's a very good artist, did a lot of British comics, a lot of stuff. Probably best known for his 70s strip Darkies Mob, which was in Battle.
Yes, I remember that,
He did The Leopard of Lime Street in the early 60s, which was a British superhero strip about a kid who's bitten by a radioactive leopard. I'm not making this up. That's the other one he's probably best known for. But he did a lot of work for British comics. A lot of covers for Valiant.
Fantastic.
Well, I don't think he did all the artwork for these cards. There's one. No. They're actually separate stories.
Yeah.
There's 72 cards. There's 6 mystery stories, each of 12 cards, making the 72.
Okay.
So you got story 1. First 12 cards is story 1, and you try and work out the mystery, and it reads like a comic strip.
Oh, wow.
Then you've got story 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Story 5, I think, is definitely Mike Weston artwork. Don't think.
Okay.
Not sure about
Well, we'll have a look through. I see we got a couple of wrappers.
A couple of different wrappers, yeah.
Is that the 2 that they made then? Yeah. I see he's got a dog with him. Is that his little trademark? Did he have a dog?
He has a dog in the stories and the show, yes, and he has his sidekick Tinker. The dog's called Pedro, Bloodhound.
Yeah.
The dogs in the show were actually, there was a number of different dogs used for the show. It wasn't just one dog all the way through. They're actually female dogs in the show.
All right.
And they were also, those bloodhounds were also at the time in the chunky dog foods ads with Clement Freud. You remember Henry? Clement Freud, before your time probably.
I remember Clement Freud, but maybe not the ads.
Well, he used to advertise dog foods with a bloodhound called Henry. Well, Henry was played by the same dogs at this time in the late 60s anyway, but as played Pedro in the TV series.
Sexton Blake dogs, brilliant.
Sexton Blake dogs, yeah. But the TV series we'll get onto a bit in a minute. Okay. Composite picture on the back, which is a picture from the TV series.
Brilliant. And these, these are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
I suppose collecting them would be slightly weird because you'd be reading different parts of the story.
Yeah, it was.
As
I
got
remember getting them.
Yeah.
It was like, sometimes you get the card which told you the end before you saw the whole story. But they're quite fun.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Fun. Like I say, high quality artwork. Very, very nice.
Yeah, so you've got 6 different stories. Yeah, this is story 5. This looks like Western artwork. Yeah.
Right. And what detail actually, isn't it?
Yeah. They're set in the 20s, as was the
Reminds me of
the TV show.
the Frank Hampson Down Dare a little bit. That style. And the colouring as well.
Yeah, all set in the 20s.
Really nice. So what does one of these sets go for?
They're not too easy. You can get odds of them fairly easily. Don't see sets very often, probably north of 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the wrappers?
Again, they crop up occasionally.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably.
Name your price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're not mega rare, but probably between 50-ish, maybe a bit more. Maybe a little bit more.
Now, what's this here, Andy?
Here, right.
Let's slide that into view.
Got a couple of things here. A bit special.
Pop him over there.
Special
okay.
So that is a very, very rare advertising item for the gum cards.
Right.
Not many of these around. I've seen one other which has actually got a different uncut set of cards. The back's the same. So this would be for retailers.
Yeah.
As you can see, 4 cards in a packet. Gum weapons. So you've got an uncut sheet of cards.
Yeah.
And on the back, you've got information.
And that's a bit like the composite picture, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit like the composite picture. It's not exactly the same one. It's from the same photo session.
Wow.
And here we are. It's on TV every Monday night on BBC. Every Thursday in Valiant. Every Friday.
Brilliant. So lots of publicity.
Yeah.
Packed for Technicolor trading cards and bubblegum.
Yeah, and there's the stars of the show. So you've got Lawrence Payne, who played Blake. Roger Foss played Tinker, and there's your actual peddler
Brilliant.
with their car behind.
And
as
yeah,
well.
4 packets for the display, per display,
Yeah.
4 dozen packets. So yeah, that would have been, I guess they could have put it in their window possibly, or behind the counter
Yeah.
in the newsagents to
Yeah.
let kids know.
Yeah, and it was for retailers as well.
Yeah.
This is retailer information.
So that is mega rare,
That's
isn't it?
unbelievably rare.
Yeah,
I've only ever seen
wowee.
one other. And I bought that off a car dealer back in about 2009. He had 2 of them.
Wow.
I could only afford one.
Yeah.
But
And they were both the different cards.
There were different cards
Yeah.
on the front, yeah. It was a different uncut set.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the composite picture on the back of the cards actually makes that photo. That's
And
the Valiant
from a
book of
Valiant
TV
comic, isn't it?
The book of TV Sexton Blake, which came out in 1968.
There we are. I'm definitely going to check that first episode out now. If it is on YouTube, like you say, then that is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, but that's the actual composite picture.
Oh, brilliant. How fascinating. Brilliant
So there you
stuff.
go.
Yeah,
Spies and Sleuths of the 60s.
super. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed looking through Andy's latest bubblegum cards. Absolutely fantastic. So, Andy, what are you thinking of bringing around next time then?
I think we'll have the Cape Crusader, I think, next time.
So Batman, what, just Batman or...
Probably just Batman. There's about half a dozen sets we can do. Take a
that'll
whole
be
issue,
fine.
then whole episode. And then we'll move on to other superheroes perhaps after that.
Okay, sounds brilliant. Well, once again, thanks very much for Andy for bringing his 60s cards around today. Absolutely fantastic to look at them. If you have enjoyed this video, do please give it the thumbs up. Do please hit the subscribe button if you're not already for regular vintage bubblegum card action. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.
Bye.